Hello and welcome back to my channel. Tonight we are going to do another cook with me. I am bringing you along as I make dinner. Tonight we are having poppy seed chicken casserole. It's a recipe I found in Taste of Home magazine and just kind of lightened up a little bit to make the points just a little bit more friendly. So I am going to turn you around, show you what we are using, and get started. Okay, for the ingredients, we will need a can of cream of chicken soup. I don't use the can of cream of chicken soup. I have my own soup mix that I use. It's the same points as a can of the 98% fat-free or healthy request, whatever it's called. So it's just half a cup of the mix and 1 1/4 cup of water, and I'll show you how I mix that up. So we need 1 can of soup. Then we need some sour cream, some dill weed, some poppy seeds. Now the recipe on my website calls for Ritz crackers. I am not going to use them. I'm just going to use some plain breadcrumbs. And it also calls for 3 tablespoons of light butter. I'm just going to use 1 tablespoon of real butter. 1 1/2 cups of cooked rice and cooked chicken. I keep stumbling over the amounts because I am having this tonight. On the website, it is for 4 people. Without the boys here, I don't need it for 4 people, so I am having it just to make enough for Doug and I for dinner tonight. So I'm gonna try not to give amounts. You can definitely see on the website what the amounts are for 4, and it's definitely easy to cut in half. And we also need a baking dish that I sprayed with some olive oil. So that is what we need. Let's get started putting this together. And the first thing we're gonna do is make the soup. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to make our cream of chicken soup. Now, if you're using a can of soup, you can absolutely skip this step. But for me tonight, another advantage of using my homemade is I'm having this recipe, so I don't have to open and use up a whole can of soup. I can have this. So instead of doing a 1/2 cup of mix to 1 1/4 cups of water, I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of mix to 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of water. So essentially I have a 1/2 can of soup. So I'm just gonna mix those 2 together. Gonna let it heat up until it gets nice and thick and bubbly. Takes about 2 to 3 minutes. So there is our soup, nice and smooth and thick and bubbly. So we're just gonna set that aside while we get our other ingredients ready. Okay, seriously, this recipe could not be easier. First thing we're gonna do is take our sour cream. Now, like I said, I am having it. If you're making the full recipe, you use 1 cup, but I'm making a 1/2. So we're gonna use a 1/2 cup of sour cream. And then we're gonna add our soup. We're going to add our poppy seeds. I'm only doing a 1/2 tablespoon. Dill weed. And mix that together. Should have let that soup cool down, probably just a little bit more. Now we're gonna add in our cooked cubed chicken and our rice. What's nice about this is it is basically a 1-dish meal. Throw a vegetable on the side of this and you're good to go. You got your meat, your protein, your complex carb, some dairy, everything right in here. It smells good too. So then we're just going to take that and we are going to put it into our casserole dish. This is actually I misspoke earlier and said it made 4 servings. It makes 6 when you make the full recipe. So this actually will be 3 servings. So Doug will have one for lunch tomorrow. And of course, if you're making the full one, you want to do it in a bigger dish than this. Now, if you're not a dill fan, leave it out, substitute it for something else, make it your own. Now notice there is no salt or pepper. You can also add that. I seasoned the chicken when I cooked it, so I chose not to add it at this time. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is our topping. Like I said, the recipe on the website calls for Ritz crackers and light butter. I'm just gonna do a little different here and go for 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs and 1 tablespoon of real butter. And I'm just gonna mix that up. I'm going to add a little pinch of poppy seeds in there just to give it a little bit of color, a little bit more poppiness to it. There we go. We have some nice buttery breadcrumbs. And we're just going to sprinkle those all on the top. My oven is preheating to 350 degrees. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Couldn't have timed that better. And we are just gonna pop it in until it's bubbly, about 30 minutes. So how quick and easy is that? Especially if you're trying to use up some leftovers. If you have some leftover chicken, if you have some leftover rice, absolute perfect dish for that. So we're gonna pop that in the oven and we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Here it is right out of the oven, nice and bubbly and nice and browned on the top. I'll show you what a serving looks like. So here it is plated up. It is a very nice serving size, and I am choosing to serve it with some steamed cauliflower. Not the best choice because it's really not a very aesthetic looking plate. But I had a head of cauliflower that needed to be used, so that's what we're having. I will be back to let you know how it tastes and to give you the points. So we just finished eating dinner and we both agreed that we liked it. Next time I would add some garlic salt or garlic powder to it. I needed just a little something else, but it was good. It was creamy, it was very filling. So it's definitely a do-over. I think I would just add a little garlic next time. Now for the points. By switching out the breadcrumbs and the regular butter, it did not change the points at all, which is awesome. So it was 8 points on the blue plan. As long as you use brown rice, it's 5 points on the purple plan. And on the green plan, it is 10 points because you need to count your chicken. So I think that's a really good points place for dinner, considering it's kind of a 1-dish meal. You've got your grain, you've got your meat, you've got your dairy. So for 8 points, add a 0-point side like I did, and you're good to go. So like I said, definitely a do-over. But next time I will add some garlic, and I will probably put that on the website. I will make that little bit of change. And I will also put the swap out on there that I did, the plain breadcrumbs and the real butter. So like I said, same exact points. So why not use the real thing? So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this quick cook with me. And like I said, great recipe if you have some leftovers you want to use and you need to get dinner on the table quick. So thank you so very much for watching. Have a fantastic night. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to join my little community here on YouTube. If you know someone who might like this recipe, please feel free to share this video with them and leave me a comment below. Let me know if you think this is something that you may try. I will talk to you very soon.